Hi Scorpio, here is your reading for the upcoming week of May 8th through to May 14th. I have already pre-shuffled and laid out your cards, so we're going to get straight into your reading. Now, the first card we have, the central issue, we do have the Emperor, which is number 4 in the Major Arcana. Now, the Emperor is often associated to the sign of Aries, okay? So it could be that some of you are dealing with that sign this week, but it doesn't have to be, okay? The Emperor is somebody that has a lot of willpower and strength. He can be very domineering. He's very honest. And he also uses great logic. If you're not dealing with an Aries this week, it may very well be that you need to take on these qualities of the Emperor this week. The Emperor is somebody who very much, he takes control. He likes to be the head of the house, so to speak. And he's very commanding, okay? And he very much, you know, when I look at the Emperor, I always think of somebody that stands firm and stands very much for what they believe in, okay? And for what they believe to be right. Now, you have got the 5 of Wands over the Emperor. So for some of you this week, there's going to be possibly some conflicting energy around you. This can be with a group of people, okay? Or it could be just you and somebody else. But with this 5 of Wands, it talks very much about people arguing with each other. And very passionately so, because the Wands is very much a passionate energy. And it's like everybody is trying to get their point of view across. But nobody is listening to each other. Everybody is just kind of shouting or screaming or having that type of energy around them. And nobody is prepared to back down. Nobody is prepared to listen, as I said, to what the other people have to say. And down here, we do have the 3 of Pentacles. Again, when we're talking about a group setting, and I do feel for most of you, we're probably talking about a work situation here. The 3 of Pentacles, it talks very much about there not being any teamwork. It can talk about how there may be one person who is trying to exert their power and control over a group of people. But it can talk about how there is no growth or advancement in this situation. And like I said, a lack of teamwork here. And we can see the lack of teamwork with this 5 of Wands because everybody is conflicting is arguing and being conflictive with each other. Now, in your recent past, we have more Wands energy here. This time, we've got the 7 of Wands. This does talk about, it can talk about feeling manipulated. It can also talk about feeling a lack of confidence. As though in some way you are comparing yourself to others. But it can also talk about a challenging energy here. And an energy where You're really trying hard here to avoid conflict. You're wanting to speak up and say something, but you know if you do speak up, it may very well create more conflict and arguments. Now, up here, we do have the Nine of Pentacles. It is reversed. When this card is reversed, it can talk very much about there being domestic disputes or delays. It can talk about how your living arrangements or your financial situation may become very unstable. See, it may be that if we're talking about a work situation here, that you may be very worried that if you do speak up and say something, maybe you would then be in a position whereby maybe you could lose your job, or it could create some increased difficulty within your workplace. And because you are worried about your finances and keeping a roof over your head, you may very well be allowing somebody to exert their power and control over you. And I think that's why the Emperor card is there. To say that you need to stand up for yourself, but you need to use your logic within this situation. You will probably need to deal with this situation in a way that's not going to create conflict or any more conflict than already is going on. Now, your outcome, we do have the Four of Cups. And the cups do deal with our feelings and our emotions, okay? When this card is reversed, it can talk about how you're growing increasingly tired of this struggle, of this conflict that's going on around you, of this lack of teamwork, of somebody exerting their power or control over a group of people. It can talk very much about how you're trying to emotionally detach yourself from this situation, and that may very well be in your best interest to do so. There is a need here maybe to examine your heart and your mind. Because when this card is like this, it talks about like the hand of God or the hand of the universe offering this man something that with feelings and love and emotion attached to it. And when it's like this, it's being offered, but he's not interested in this. It's pretty much the same meaning, whether this card is upright or reversed. It talks about somebody that is wanting to break free from a rut or a routine that they feel they're involved in. And you're going to need to look within yourself this week, Scorpio, to actually work out what it is you do really want here. Because there's definitely some conflicting energy around you, okay? And it may very well be just one person that is creating this negative energy. I do feel for the majority of you, we are talking about a work situation here. I don't think this is a personal relationship. I do think that you are concerned about your finances, or you know, the roof over your head. Or as I said, you may be worried about speaking up and confronting this situation, because you then may be fearful that it may have an effect on your finances or your home. You need to take on, as I said, the qualities and the energies of the Emperor this week. You're going to need to use your logic to be able to deal with this situation. And I think you're going to need to try to keep your temper in check. Because with that Seven of Wands energy, we can see how you are trying very hard to avoid conflict. But you know that you want to speak up. But you know if you do, it's going to create a situation that could end up creating this negative situation here with the Nine of Pentacles. So you're kind of choosing to keep quiet. But this situation is going to have to be resolved. And through this coming week, you're going to need, as I said, you're going to need to examine and go within yourself to find out if, or find a way of resolving this situation, or finding a way of trying to completely remove yourself from this situation. So that does bring this weekly reading to an end, okay? Some conflict around, and I definitely feel we're talking more workplace than your home or personal relationships. So thank you so much for watching today, Scorpio, and thank you so much for liking, sharing and subscribing to my channel. Try and have a good week and take care. Bye.